So why are you afraid of music theory? Does it look foreign? Does it look really scary? Does it look really complicated? Does it look like a weird math equation that you don't understand? It's possible. It really is possible, but I'm here to tell you about how music theory is really not as complex as you think, and it's all in your head. So, I'm going to explain things as simply as it can be explained. Watch the entire video. It's going to help you out tremendously, and I promise you it will be worth your time if you are afraid of music theory. After you get through the circle of fifths and you understand everything about the circle of fifths, everything else is so much easier, because everything that you learn after the circle of fifths is going to be in relation to the circle of fifths. Scales, chords, triads, melody, harmony, intervals, octaves, everything is going back to the circle of fifths. So the circle of fifths helps us understand everything. That's the main thing that I want you to think about right now. It's called the circle of fifths because if you go clockwise, the keys jump in fifths, and so do the key signatures. I will explain that more in another video, but I'm trying to get you over your fear of music theory. Music of the Western scale, 12 different notes, okay? If we're talking about the chromatic scale. If we're talking about a diatonic scale, 7 notes plus an octave, okay? Major scale or minor scale, they're all using the same whole step and half step method. A whole step on the guitar is going up 2 frets, a half step is going up 1 fret. That's all I want you to think about. Whole step, 2 frets, half step is 1 step. And what does a scale do? It's like, oh, combining certain whole steps and half steps sound really good. And they make sense with the chords. They make sense with the key signature. And that mathematical equation of the whole steps and half steps are going to be applied to every single key. If you don't understand that, don't worry. Keep listening. Then certain things come up where you start altering scales, like the harmonic minor scale. Then you start using things like modes. You start using different chord progressions other than the diatonic chords. Maybe you're altering your chords, right? Using diminished chords, augmented chords, that kind of stuff. Harmony is using 2 notes together that sound good, okay? Intervals is the space between 2 notes. Those two go hand in hand with each other because certain notes within diatonic scales and non-diatonic scales, by the way, diatonic just means regular scales. That's all I want you to think about with that. And all that this thing means with harmony and intervals is what 2 notes or more notes sound good together. That's why when choirs sing certain notes, like if they sing an E and a G together, that sounds really nice because that's part of an E minor chord, okay? Certain notes sound good together, other notes don't. That's why we have the circle of fifths, because it's going to tell us what notes sound good and what notes don't. Of course, you can break the rules. You don't have to go through with this. It's encouraged that you don't, but you have to learn the rules before you can break them. And that leads to my next point of how music theory is extremely fun once you really get it down, because we can use it in our playing, in our writing. If you're a guitar player and you don't know music theory, and then you take time and you learn your music theory, you're improvising, it's going to skyrocket, okay? You still need to know your technique. You still need to really understand the fretboard really well, but your music theory will come into play, especially with improvising, writing riffs, writing solos, everything. And you're going to sound so much better because you're actually playing the right notes, okay? Your musician's ear will be enhanced. So that way you know what a perfect fifth sounds like. You know what an octave sounds like. You know what a minor second sounds like. You know what a minor 7th chord sounds like versus a major 7th chord. Becoming a true musician, this will help with your motivation, is to know every aspect of being a musician, and music theory is one of the biggest ones. Do not neglect your music theory. You will become an incredible musician if you really take the time to understand it. And again, reiterating, circle of fifths, keys, scales, chords. That's it. That's the main purpose of music theory. From there, everything that you learn is going to be based off of the circle of fifths. Think of it like you're learning a mathematical formula that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. Okay? That's pretty much it. Okay? So, do not be afraid of music theory. I will see you guys in the next video.